talk about our calendar. So you do have a calendar in the system that you're going to be able to manage. This is going to have a couple of things. Color coding, we'll talk about that. We're going to be able to see the different appointment types. We'll talk more about busy times. Remember, that syncs into our Knockbot. We're also going to talk about how to access guest cards, and we're going to talk about the sync feature as well. So let's go in. All right, so from our main menu, you have your calendar. When I click on that, it's going to bring me in. Now, depending on how many team members we have and everything that's going on, this can be very busy. We might see lots of different colors, lots of things going on. Now, you might have also noticed on the left-hand side and in our main menu, you have a list of your team members, and everybody has a unique color. That is translating into the calendar. This helps you identify which appointments or meetings are yours and which are someone else's, right? So I can easily see which ones are mine versus which ones are Melissa's or Lily's or Jason's or Lorene's. I can see that here. Now, as far as the appointment types, here in the calendar with my mouse, when I hover over the different appointments, I can immediately see the type of appointments they are, right? Tanner's a guided tour. Here's a live video tour. Here is a self-guided tour. So depending on the type of tours that you are providing, I can just run my mouse right over that appointment and it'll show me the type of tour it is. Also on the left-hand side, you're going to see the tours that are scheduled, and a little icon also represents a few type of tours. The live video is the camcorder, the self-guided is the key. Now, I can access a guest card from here. So let's say, Joy is coming in this week. We need to maybe send her an email. I'm going to click right into that appointment. That's going to open this up. I can cancel the appointment from here. I can transfer this to a teammate, but her name is a hyperlink. So I can just click on it, and that's going to get me into her guest card. Maybe I want to send her an email. Maybe I need to add a note. And then once I'm done, I'll click close and it'll send me right back. Now, as far as busy times, so let's say, we have a meeting for everybody and we want to add it to the calendar. Busy times are generally created for times when we do not want our prospect to self-schedule. So maybe we have a meeting that's coming on Friday. We're going to just click right into that time and we can add a busy time, or I can just click add busy time here at the top right. So for instance, let's say, we have a Monday morning meeting and we want to add it into the calendar. We're going to add a title. Then we're going to select a user. So is this for everybody or just a few people? So this is for everyone. And then we're going to enter the date and the time. So maybe this happens, like I said, it's early. Maybe it's a 9 o'clock meeting and it lasts about an hour. Now, by default, when we're adding busy times, renters cannot schedule during that time, but you can uncheck that if you want. Also, you can create busy times for an all-day event. This is what you're going to want to use for like holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, those days where you want to block the whole day off and you don't want anybody to be able to self-schedule. You can use that here. And is this repetitive? In my scenario, it is. Maybe it's a weekly meeting. Again, it happens on Mondays. Does it ever end? You're just adding all of your details. You'll click save. Now it's added into the calendar. And because it's a busy time, this time will not be available to our prospects. All right. And finally, the sync. You can sync appointments from the Knot calendar into an outside calendar. Here you have some choices. You'll connect, follow the instructions, and sync. But just know the syncing is a one-directional push. So you can sync anything from this calendar to an outside calendar, but I can't pull anything from an outside calendar into this calendar. All right, so any questions when it comes to our calendar? Katrina has a really great question. Can we change our colors? Yes. We're going to actually talk about that during the advanced class. It's something that you can actually do in your account. So here, when I click on your initials at the top right and go to your account, you do have a profile area that does allow you to change your color. Now you'll change it to whatever's available, but you definitely will have that availability. We'll talk more about that in advanced. Oh, can you show how you got to the sync to come up? So in your calendar, at the top right, you have a sync button, right next to the add busy time. Just click sync, and there's your sync pop-up. All right, guys, perfect. All right. Well, that brings us to the very end. The last topic that I wanted to mention is how to contact support. Now, there's a couple of different reasons and ways you'd want to contact support for help. So let's say you do have an issue, you do have a question. One thing you can always do is just email support directly, support@knoxcrm.com. So if your system isn't behaving the way you think it should, if you can't remember how to do something and you want to reach out to somebody, you can always contact support. And we have dedicated team that's waiting for those type of emails. You also have a few things available to you in the system. One is a live chat and one is a self-help center. So let's go in and take a look. So another thing that you're going to be able to do here is, let's say, I'm in the system, I forgot how to do something, or I have a question. At the bottom right, you have a little chat or information bubble. This is going to allow you to type in a question and then chat with a live representative. Now, this is available during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, about 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But this is available so you can ask a question this way. And another option at the very top, you have a little question mark bubble. Here you have two things. One is the self-help center. So the Knock Help Center, it's just this huge knowledge base where you're going to be able to type in a question and you're going to be able to access, this is ginormous, different articles on how to do things, reference guides. It's just a great place to help yourself. So you do have access to that help center. And you also have access to the Knock training website. Cap, I know we covered quite a bit in today's session. We answered the question, what is Knock? We talked about the engagement score and the dashboard, how it's organized, how you're going to access your guest cards. And then we really went into some detail about that guest card, right? We talked about tips, how to manage information and update information, how to communicate with your prospects, how to use the cross-sell and 360 profile features, and of course, how all of that engagement and activity is calculated into the score. We talked about the end of the prospect life cycle, how to manage your calendar, and then of course, how to contact support.